video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Guys, do not sleep on the Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon, man. Second link down in the description box. Second link down in the description box is the Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon link, man. Come join us. We got 2,000 wealth builders in our financial community, and all we do in that community is help one another build wealth through best practices, golden nuggets, tips, what's working, what's not working. I discuss on a daily basis ways that we can actually build wealth and create passive income through financial freedom, man. None of us are expert. We're just regular people out here that decided to come together in our own financial community to build wealth. And that's where I'm giving out the real game, man. So if you're interested in being part of the fastest growing financial community on Patreon, you got to get down to the description box and click on that second link, which is that Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon link. We have tons of you guys coming to join us every single day to get out of the matrix so you can give yourself the right opportunity to build wealth and get to passive income, man, and do it with like-minded people. So come join the Wealth Builders. We would love to have you. I got an incredible offer for you guys from the good folks at Mumu. Mumu is giving up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock to anybody that opens a new Mumu brokerage account. You're going to get up to $1,000, guys, in NVIDIA stock. You do know who NVIDIA is, right? They're the #1 company in the world from a market cap standpoint. Over $4 trillion market cap, and they've been running this thing like crazy over the last several months. And the good folks at Mumu are willing to give you up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock, right? Plus 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. First link down in the description box. Click on the Mumu link. It has all the details about the up to now. I said up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock, plus all the explanation on the 8.1% APY for 3 months on your uninvested cash. Don't miss that opportunity. Go check it out. First link in the description box. Well, guys, I got another potential 100-bagger for you today. Now, yesterday, I told you guys a little bit about why I'm chasing certain companies, certain smaller companies, specifically your micros and your small caps, because I'm looking for a 100-bagger or two. Today, I'm going to bring you one that I think potentially now can be a 100-bagger. Again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. So if you have concerns about making your own financial decisions, you need to go get you a professional, licensed financial advisor to help you make financial decisions. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube sharing an idea with you, sharing something with you that I believe potentially could change my life forever. That doesn't mean it's going to change anybody else's life. That doesn't mean it will do any of the stuff that I'm going to work you through here on my research, right? So my recommendation is, if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions, please go get you a professional financial advisor who is licensed to be able to help you make decisions, okay? What I'm getting ready to share with you is for informational purposes only. And again, it's not financial advice. It's just my information that I'm sharing with you that I did research on. All right, this company, who I believe potentially can be a 100-bagger for me. Now, again, what is a 100-bagger? A 100-bagger is simply this: a company that Richard Fain can invest $1 in and that company grows to a point where I get $100 back. That's a 100-bagger. I invest $1 and I get $100 back on that $1 invested. That's called a 100-bagger. That's what I'm looking for with about 5% of my portfolio to be 100-baggers. So every day, every other day on my YouTube channel, I go out and share with you guys what my little research has been. Again, not that this company will be a 100-bagger, but again, my job is to go out and find potential companies that could fit that mold, and then I like to share them with you guys for informational purposes only. So who is that company that I believe has the potential to be a 100-bagger? The name of that company is Quantum Computing Inc. Yes, it's a Quantum Computing Inc. That's the name of the company. Who are they? Let me walk you through who this company is. Quantum computing is a revolutionary type of computation that leverages the principles of quantum mechanics to solve complex problems that are beyond the reach of classical computers. Let's pause right there. So you open up your MacBook Pro, you open up your whatever other computer, your personal computer, your PC, your iPad, your phone, and 9 out of 10 times, they don't have the computation power that a company like Quantum Computing is working on right now. It doesn't. It's what they called classical computing. These guys are working on supercomputing, guys. It's called quantum computing. It's going to be amazing in my opinion now, but let's keep reading. What does quantum computing do? It utilizes qubits, which can exist in superposition of states, both 0 and 1 simultaneously. Way over my pay grade. You need to go out and do some research on that. But make a long story short, supercomputing, guys. It's like me, and then you look next to me, you see the Incredible Hulk. Big old gigantic Incredible Hulk. Remember the Incredible Hulk? You look at a little guy like me, and then you look at the Incredible Hulk. What you're doing right now with your computer and your iPhones is me. Simple computing, classical computing. Then you go look at the Incredible Hulk. That's what quantum computing is. It's a whole nother level of computing, guys. And that's what Quantum Computing Inc. is working on, right? It utilizes qubits, which can exist in superposition of states, both 0 to 1 simultaneously. Unlike classical bits, what we're using now, classical bits that are either 0 or 1. See, with this supercomputing or this quantum computing, you can go 0 and 1 at the same time. In classical computing, what we're doing right now, you can only use 1 or 0, one at a time. You can't use them both. That's the big deal with this new computing, guys, this quantum computing that's starting to take hold of what's going on right now. This allows quantum computers to explore a vast number of possibilities concurrently, offering the potential for exponential speed ups in certain calculations. So for example, man, it might take a classical computer a few seconds to do. Listen, man, these quantum computers, once they're completely rolled out, guys, it's going to change the face of computing, man. It really is. The more I research it and read about this quantum computing stuff, man, it's like on steroids, man. Like I said, you look at me, a little small, skinny guy, and then you look at the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is quantum computing. You look at me, the small, skinny guy, that's classical computing. Quantum computing is going to be the Incredible Hulk. Very big guy, very fast guy, very strong guy. Listen, man, can do more than one thing at once, right? So here we go. Here's more detailed explanation. Quantum mechanics at the core. Quantum computing relies on concepts like superposition and entanglement, which are fundamental to quantum mechanics. Go out and do some research on this, guys. It's very, very fascinating. I'm not going down that rabbit hole today, but you go out and do some research and take a look at some of these terminologies here. Superposition. You need to go research that. But let me give you a little crumbs on it. Give you a few crumbs about superposition. Cubics can exist in a combination of states, both 0 and 1 at the same time, unlike classical bits that are either 0 or 1. You feel me on that one? Whole nother level. Whole nother level with this quantum stuff. Entanglement. Let's see what that means. Entangled qubits are linked together, meaning the state of one qubit instantly influences the state of other, regardless of the distance between them. So what's the difference between qubits and bytes? Let's take a look at that and we're going to move on. Classical computers use bits, 0 or 1, to represent information. So the laptop you're using right now, your phone that you're using right now, your iPad you're using right now, your PC you're using right now, your desktop you're using right now is all being run, guys, on bits. That's old school, though. See, that's old school. This new school thing with these quantum computers, they use qubits, which can be 0, 1, or a combination of both simultaneously. That's the difference between bits and qubits. Bits are me, the old way of computing, the little small guy, and then qubits are the Incredible Hulk on steroids. I'm telling you, man, listen, when I'm looking for 100-baggers, baby, I'm looking for 100-baggers. And again now, this is not financial advice. This is just a regular guy on YouTube sharing an idea with you. I don't know if this thing will pan out or not. Go get you some financial advice if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions, because I'm not an expert. I'm just a regular guy here. This ability to be in multiple states at once is what gives quantum computers their potential power. How does it work? And then we're going to move on. How does it work? Quantum computers manipulate qubits using quantum gates, which are analogous to logic gates in classical computers. A lot of big words, guys. So sometimes I get stumbled on these big words. A lot of big words. Let me read that again. Quantum computers manipulate qubits using quantum gates, which are analogous to logic gates in classical computers. You got to go do your research, guys. It's well above my pay grade, but go do your research. The process involves carefully controlling the interactions between qubits to perform calculations. The results are then measured, yielding a probability distribution of possible outcomes. Too much for me. Let's move on to something else. Let's get to the numbers. How about let's get to the numbers, right? Let's get to the numbers. So let's look at, first of all, what's the market cap of Quantum Computing Inc., which is the ticker symbol QUBT. That's the ticker symbol, QUBT, Quantum Computing Inc. Let's get to the numbers. What's the market cap? $2.22 billion. So what does that place it? It's a small cap. No, matter of fact, technically it's a mid cap, because mid cap goes from 2 billion to 10 billion. That's mid cap. Small cap goes from 500 million to 2 billion. This one right here is at 2.22 billion. It's really a mid cap. What drives up the market cap of a company, guys? Stock price. Higher the stock price go, higher the market value goes, right? The market cap. Right now, they're sitting at a small mid cap, right? So 2.22 billion. Let's look at the 52-week high on the stock price, $27.15. That's the 52-week high. So over the last 12 months, that stock price has gotten itself up to $27, guys. That's pretty good stuff, man. That's pretty good stuff. 52-week low, 53 cents. All I can tell you right now, guys, is that's extremely volatile. And I'm telling you, man, it's extremely volatile. So please, if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions, please go out and get yourself a licensed financial advisor to talk with, guys. This is not financial advice, and I'm not an expert. This thing is highly volatile, but I'm looking for 100-baggers with 5% of my portfolio. So I'm gonna have to take on big risks if I want big reward. So I'm okay with that because I'm not investing 100% of my money in this thing. I'm taking 5% of my portfolio to chase 100-baggers. You got to go talk to a professional if you're not comfortable making that decision. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy on YouTube giving you an idea. And I also don't want you guys to forget about the NVIDIA, basically free stock that Mumu is offering anybody that wants to open up a new Mumu brokerage account. First link down in the description box. Mumu is going to give you up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock, plus 8.1% APY for 3 months on uninvested cash. If you're thinking about a new brokerage account or you're looking for a second brokerage account to be able to make moves, consider that Mumu down in the first link, guys. Hey man, $1,000 up to, no guarantee, up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock based on the deposit that you make. But all the details are in the link, in the first link in the description. Now let's move on. So right now we've already talked about, quantum computing, who they are and why they're different from what normal computers do or that kind of thing, right? Classical computing. Quantum computing is different, and we talked about that. We've also talked a little bit about the market cap, and we've also talked a little bit about the 52-week high, 52-week low. Very volatile, guys, very volatile, very, very volatile. So you got to be built for this. If you're not built for this, go get you a financial advisor, a professional to help you with your decision making, because you got to be built for this thing or it could go sideways. This thing could go sideways. That's why I said big reward, big risk. This thing could go sideways, right? So here we go. Let's talk about what the stock price is doing right now, and then we're going to dive into some financials. So right now, today, the stock price opened at $14.20. The low today was $13.97. And the high today, as I'm recording this video, is $14.70 per share. Now, I will tell you, like I mentioned, guys, that 52-week high got to $27. That's the 52-week high. But the 52-week low is at 53 cents. So you got to be careful with this one because it's volatile. Like I said, man, big risk, potential, big reward. That's what I'm looking for in these 100-baggers. But this is not where I got all of my money. I got like 5% of my portfolio that I'm chasing 100-baggers, right? So now let's move on to the numbers. What has this company been doing financially? Now, I'm only going to be looking at the Q1 numbers, which is ending March 2025, March 31st, 2025. So from January 1st to March 31st, 2025, first quarter numbers. This is what we're looking at right here. So when we look at revenue, 39K, that's the revenue, guys. That's pretty much a nothing burger, right? Pretty much a nothing burger. $39,000 in revenue, but year over year, that revenue is year-over-year increase of 44.44%. So year-over-year revenue grew by 44%. That's pretty decent because what we're looking for is growth, right? We're looking for growth. We're looking for positive traction. And in my opinion, even though small revenue, 39K, it's still good that they're up 44% year-over-year in revenue. So net income was $16.98 million, which is up 363.86% year over year. Diluted EPS or earnings per share, 0.11, up 237.5% year over year. And then net profit margin, 43,543.59%. That's up 282.67%. Now, again, guys, those numbers seem a little crazy, some of them. But again, you're talking about a new way of doing things, a new way of using computers, a new technology. So somebody believes in this technology, or it wouldn't have a $2 billion market cap. Somebody believes in this company, or it wouldn't have went up to $27 a share over the last 12 months. So it ain't just me here saying that I'm looking at it. There are other investors out there looking at it too, guys. It ain't just me. There's somebody else out there that feels this thing could change the game when it comes to the way we, way we use computers and information to gather information using computers. Somebody believes in this thing. Somebody, right? You gotta acknowledge that. Now, when you look at the March numbers, they beat on EPS, but they missed on revenue, right? So they missed on revenue, but they beat on EPS in the March 2025 financials, right? So when we also look at EPS, the market expected a negative 0.07. They reported a negative 0.05. So they did beat expectations on EPS. On revenue, the market expected 100K. They only came in 39K, which represents a negative 61%. So they did not beat on revenue. So that's the thing you got to understand, guys. As I was telling you guys yesterday and the day before, a lot of times with these small companies like this that are trying, they're trying to make it happen. A lot of times what they're going to concentrate on is trying to ramp up revenue. But when you don't see revenue ramping up as fast as sometimes they're just in the R&D stage, right? Research and development. So my opinion is a company like quantum computing is still in the R&D stage. Now, in all fairness, when you talk to people, like Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, he says this technology is 10 to 15 years away. Now, that's what Jensen Huang said back in, I want to say earlier this year. I believe like in January of this year, Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, said this technology, this quantum computing technology, this quantum mechanics or whatever you want to call it, is 10 to 15 years out. That's what he said. And it negatively impact that specific industry within artificial intelligence, because a lot of those stocks in January of 2025 took a tumble when Jensen Huang came out and said that. But here's the situation. Even though they took a tumble in January 2025, think about what they did in July 2025, basically 6 months later. A lot of them went back to up to $19, $20 a share from basically down at $4 a share back in the first half of this year when they went down to like $4 a share. I'm talking about Rigidity, quantum computing. I mean, IonQ didn't go that low, but it went lower when Jensen Huang came out and said that, because he's well respected in the artificial intelligence community. And he said that the technology was about 10 to 15 years away before you could really make all this happen. Others disagree with that. Others disagree with Jensen Huang. That's the reason why you got people still investing in the stock. Now, question is, can they bring this thing to life and make it a real product or a real service that they can start ramping up revenue, get themselves out of the R&D stage, the research and development stage, and get this thing as a finished product that they can start selling and ramp up and drive revenue? That's the key, right? That, in my opinion, is your key. Now, who are some of their competitors? Quantum computing's competitors include both established tech giants and emerging startups. Major players like Google, Microsoft, Amazon are actively developing quantum computing technologies, while companies like IBM, IonQ, Rigidity, and Quantum are also significant contenders in the field. Additionally, numerous small companies and research institutions are contributing to the advancement of quantum computing. So goodness gracious, man, it's a race to who can get this thing solidified, working, and ramped up Whoever can get there first, guys, is the one that's going to win. Now, you are chasing some big giants, but here's the thing about the big giants. That's not their wheelhouse, right? Google is a search engine and a cloud storage business, right? Same with Amazon. They're an online retailer. They're not a developer of quantum. Listen, all I'm telling you is although you got these big companies like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon trying to do their own little thing, that's not what they do. This is all quantum computing does. See, Microsoft is a hardware company, software company, right? Computers, that kind of stuff. That's what they do. Amazon is an online retailer. That's their primary what they do. And then obviously Google is a search engine. Now, all three of those guys have what? Cloud services. They're cloud services providers, right? So they do have a vested interest in coming up with quantum computing, but that's not what they're really, really good at. Quantum computing as a company is really good at this. IonQ, Rigidity. This is all these guys do. So I think that's the real competition. IonQ, Rigidity, those are the real competitors. I think them other three hyperscalers certainly are competitors as well, but I don't think direct competitors. I think one of the hyperscalers will take their technology, if they can button it down and have it ready to roll out. I think the three hyperscalers will figure out a way to get their technology if they could, right? Saves them time because you got to do a lot of R&D, man. You got a lot of research to get this thing right. So those are the competitors, in my opinion. Now let's think about what the experts are saying about this company, quantum computing. Because a lot of times what I like to do is I like to go look at what the experts are saying, the analysts are saying about this company over the next 12 months. What can this stock price do? What can I anticipate if I decide to become a shareholder and look for a 100-bagger? Because that's what I'm looking for, right? I already got the big boy portfolio with Blueprint 1.0, 2.0. I got that already locked in. What I'm looking for with about 5% of my portfolio is to chase these 100-baggers. And I got to determine if this can potentially be a 100-bagger. So I love to know what the analysts are thinking, because that'll put me in a position where I can make a better educated decision. Again, guys, not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you to go do anything. Go get you some professional help if you need to, right? Because I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy on YouTube sharing an idea with you, trying to walk you through my steps, my activities that I go through on a daily basis to try to find assets that can build over time and generate passive income at some point. That's all I do. That's all I'm looking for. And I'm just sharing that idea with you. This is not financial advice, and I'm not trying to give you financial advice because I'm not an expert. You need to go find an expert to give you financial advice. I'm not. So please understand that. Also, don't forget about the Mumu offer in the first link. Up to $1,000 worth of NVIDIA stock plus 8.1% APY for 3 months on uninvested cash when you open up a new Mumu brokerage account. First link, click on it. It has all the details. Check it out if you want to. Don't check it out if you don't want to. No pressure on you, no pressure on me. Now let's move on to what these analysts are saying. The 12-month stock price target for quantum computing, ticker symbol QUBT, varies among analysts, with some predicting a rise and others suggesting a potential decrease. So you got people that are different on this. The average price target from 2 analysts is $18.50, with a high of $22 and a low of $15. This represents an upside of 24.66% from the current price of $14.84. However, other sources cite an average price target of $15. So you got a nice little discrepancy there, right? So you got a average price target of $18.50. Currently, it's about 14 and some change. So nice little upside potentially. You got a high target price of 22, but we already know the 52-week high is around 27. We got a low price target of $15 and a current stock price of around $14. It's important to note that analyst price targets are subjective and can vary based on their individual analysis and market conditions. While some analysts see potential upside for quantum computing, others are more cautious. There you go, man. Others are more cautious. But here's the thing. I'm okay 5, 10 years out on this thing for it to 100 bag. Because I'm not looking for something overnight. Because I know that doesn't exist. There is no overnight success here, guys. Investing requires long-term attention to it. It requires that I go out and find good companies who have a potential to grow. And I got to give them time to grow. No different for quantum computing. It was no different for Apple. It was no different from NVIDIA. It was no different from Walmart. It was no different from AT&T. It was no different from any of your Fortune 500 companies. All of them needed time to grow. No different with quantum computing, even though I'm looking for a 100-bagger. For every dollar I put in, I get $100 back. That's a 100-bagger. But you got to give it time. Will it make it? I don't know. There's where the risk lies. I could put my little money in this thing and this thing could go to zero. But I'm going to take it on the chin and I'm keep going because I made the decision. I'm not going to blame anybody. I made the decision, right? That's why I keep telling y'all, if you're not comfortable making your own financial decisions before you start looking for people to blame, go get your financial advisor. That way, maybe you feel more comfortable about the decisions that you make. I don't know. I'm just saying, go out and do something to help you feel more confident about the decisions that potentially you're going to make to try to build yourself some wealth and get to your financial freedom. Because you're going to have to do something, right? I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to have to do something. There's nobody here that's going to just knock on your door and hand you a check that says financial freedom on it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Either you're going to get out here and work in your own business or in somebody else's business, get a paycheck. You're going to take that paycheck and put it in something that's going to multiply it for you without you doing anything. That's what I'm chasing. I don't know what you're chasing, but I'm out here looking for ways to get where I need to get. And I think quantum computing could potentially be one of those assets. I don't know. Keep deep diving. And like I said, again, I'm looking for what? I'm looking for 5% of my portfolio to be dedicated to 100-baggers. And if one of them pan out, let's say I put 10 of them in there and just one pans out and 100x. Was it worth it? For me personally, I think yes. I think yes. Because remember, I'm only going to be using 5% of my portfolio. The other 95% of my portfolio, big boy blue chip. Big boy blue chip, 80% ETFs, 20% individual stocks, but all big boy. All proven historically, no 100-baggers in there. All of them already 100-baggers, but they keep growing, right? That's what 95% of the portfolio, and then 5% of the portfolio, I'm chasing 100-baggers. Yesterday, I shared with you guys Vivacor Inc., another potential 100-bagger in my opinion. See, every day I'm trying to share with you guys and document with you guys the process. Not that I'm an expert, because I'm not, but I like to be able to do that. That's one reason why I love my YouTube channel and the ability to get on here, is to just share ideas with you guys. Then you got to go out and do the hard work, which is the homework, the research, go talk to your licensed financial advisor, and then figure out a plan for you and your family. I can't figure that out for you. But one thing we can do in the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon is we help each other through ideas. See, we bounce ideas off of each other. Hey guys, this is what I'm thinking about quantum computing. Boop, throw it out to my 2,000 members in the Wealth Builders, and then those 2,000 members go out and do their own research. And then they come back and say, hey man, this is what I found out. Hey man, this is what I found out. Hey, did you look at this? Hey, here's another one. Here's another company that's a competitor that might have a little bit of advantage over them. Read this article. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm not on the hook here by myself trying to figure all of this out on my own. I got a Wealth Builder financial community. Matter of fact, second link down in the description box if you want to join. That's how we do things. We get in our community chat every single day that the market is open, and we drop nuggets and tips and best practices. If you don't got that in the matrix, man, if you don't got a team like that, okay, that's on you. Good news for you is you can join our team. Second link down in the description box, Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon website. Click on it, boom, take you over to Patreon, sign up, come join us. We'd love to have you. More the merrier. We're trying to get as many people to financial freedom and passive income as we can. You guys already know what's happening right now, right? You saw the jobs numbers this morning for July, right? You saw that, right? You saw where the job numbers came in at 73,000 when the experts had predicted 100,000. So we're basically 25,000 short, like 27,000 short. See, last month in June, when that report came out, we came in at 147,000, but that was revised down, way down. So what does that tell you about what's going on right now with the economy? The economy is not adding jobs as fast as it was adding jobs in the first part of the year. What is that a sign of? A slowing economy. It's a slowing economy right now, guys. See, all this smoke screen and these shenanigans that's going on right now got a lot of y'all thinking that we're doing better than we're really doing in this economy because of the smoke screen and the shenanigans. But you got to understand, the reason you got all these smoke screens and shenanigans is to confuse you and to keep you occupied on something that you shouldn't be occupied on. While they're robbing the candy store, robbing the piggy bank. The 1% got y'all over here worried about the Epstein files and all this other stuff, while they're all along passing bills and legislation right now to do more and more with crypto. And guess who owns crypto? Who sits in the highest seat in our federal government? Guess who owns crypto right now? But y'all over here worried about this over here, why the whole 1% is transferring all of the wealth to them. That's what they're doing. What do you think the big beautiful bill was? What do you think the big beautiful bill was? Tax cuts, deregulation, and to steal the rest of your wealth, the little bit that you do have. That's what the whole thing was about, guys. That's why I'm telling y'all, you better get out here and find you some assets that you can build you some wealth and isolate and get yourself outside of where and get yourself over here where you can have some, some control over your financial freedom. Because right now, guys, where you're looking at right now, you're looking at this labor market that's softening. You do know that 47, President Trump came out again today with new update on tariffs, and they're just crazy as ever. The tariffs, this is crazy. Just crazy stuff. Switzerland, 39% tariff on Switzerland. I mean, come on, man. 39% tariff on Switzerland. I mean, why? I mean, come on. That kind of stuff. Right? But but have you heard anything else about China? See, they don't want to deal with China because they know China for real. See, China is for real, and they know it. The United States know not to mess around with China. So you don't hear nothing about China anymore. Why don't you hear about China anymore? You don't. Because they know they're not going to mess around with China. Why? China already told them, we are a 5,000-year-old civilization. America, y'all been here like 1% of that time. And it was like, y'all been here like 200 years. We've been around for 5,000 years. Y'all don't scare us. And guess what? America can't scare them. Why? Because America needs them rare earth minerals from China. See, without them rare earth minerals, no computers, no cars, not like that automation and all that stuff you see in your cars, none of that without those rare earth minerals. America needs that from China. So all this yapping over here about what they're going to do to China, they ain't going to do nothing. Have you heard anything about China? Again, nope, they didn't shut up about China. But they'll attack these other little countries. Why? Because it's all propaganda. To do what? Distract you. The whole Epstein thing, distract you. Now, listen, I'm not an expert on that, and I'm not trying to be. I'm just giving you my opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's okay. But what I'm telling you is the number one thing they're trying to do to you right now, the 1%, is distract you. You better put your eyes and your ears back on your wealth. Stay focused on your wealth. Do not let these people distract you and steal every single thing you own. See, they want you to think you own everything, but you own nothing. That's the goal. So let's give them entertainment and distract them. But you get a jobs report this morning that tells you that your economy is failing. But yet and still, you over eating popcorn and just gluttoning up all this old salacious garbage over here that they got you focused on. And you're not really focused on the real thing, which is your economy is failing. And when your economy fails, guess what happens? People get fired. And guess what if you ain't got no wealth and you get fired? You got no emergency fund. You're straddled in consumer debt. It's not going to be pretty, man. So I'm telling you to refocus on your wealth. Get yourself out here and start building you some wealth. But you ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just here on YouTube based on what some of y'all say. I don't know what I'm talking about. That guy ain't got nothing. He just on YouTube. That's it. Don't listen to me, man. Keep doing what you're doing. One thing I will promise you, though, you will keep getting what you've been getting. Keep doing what you keep doing. Keep getting what you keep getting. If you want to change something, start building yourself some wealth, man. Stop worried about all this stupid stuff over here that they got you. No. Listen, man. Stop it. Start building yourself some wealth. Like I said, man, get down to the description box. First link, that Mumu link. They're going to give you up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock. Up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock. And if you don't know who NVIDIA is, go out and do you some research, man. They're going to give you up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock. Plus 8.1% APY for 3 months on uninvested cash. First link in the description box has all the details. Clearly, you got to make a deposit in order to get the NVIDIA stock. You got to make a deposit. There are certain levels of deposits you have to make in order to get the NVIDIA stock. Hey, check it out, okay? And then the last thing is check out them Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon where I'm giving out the real game, man. That's the second link down in the description box. Go check it out, man. Come join us. I'm telling you guys, man, you continue to sit around here and entertain yourself on this garbage, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to get caught with your pants down, fully exposed. And it's going to be too late. Stop it, man. You better get your eye and your ears on what really matters, which is building your wealth and getting the financial freedom so you can control 100% of your time and control your own financial destiny. Right now, if you're working for somebody and they're paying you a check, they control your financial destiny. They control your time. And that's where the 1% want you, because you're vulnerable. See, they want you vulnerable. They want you dependent. So keep on eating your popcorn and being all over here, worrying about over here why your government and the people who are high up in your government are around here positioning themselves to take over the financial world with this crypto stuff. Go, guys, there's a video, man, that I watched. I'm telling you, man, and I should have linked it in this. This guy break this thing down so fascinating. It's just crazy how this crypto stuff that the leader of the free world, 47 and his sons and all the rest of these people in his cabinet are participating in this. And it's crazy. But again, hey, man, they do what they got to do. I'm going to build my wealth and protect myself. So whatever they do, they do. I'm not going to worry about them. I'm just going to focus on building my wealth. and trying to get to my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I know exactly what's happening. I see it in broad daylight because they're doing it in broad daylight. They ain't hiding nothing. They passing the bills right in front of y'all. But y'all too busy over here, worried about over here, all this other stuff that they keep you mixed up in, keep you entertained with, keep you distracted with, and you missing the real picture. The real picture is your economy for July 2025 underperformed when it comes to jobs. Underperformed to the tune of 27,000 jobs less than what was expected. See, that's the real story, but y'all over here focused on all this other garbage. Y'all ain't focused on this. That's the real story, because that's what's going to affect most of y'all who ain't got no wealth, who ain't building no wealth, who just sitting around here living paycheck to paycheck, straddled with credit card debt, consumer loan debt. I'm telling you guys, if this economy goes to the crapper, which it's headed there are going to be a lot of people laid off, because these companies are going to lay y'all off. They are going to lay you off. So you better have a plan B. All right. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey, man, if you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. Get down to that description box and check out those first 2 links. Take advantage of this thing, man. Take control of your financial destiny, man. Peace.